Um, all right. What about this dev diary? I do think the new perch models look good, right? I mean, no complaints. What do y'all think about this submarine? So you've got a fish market, tackle store, grocery store, bait shop, boat station. I'm sorry, what does that last line say? Does it say levitate the submarine? Levote the submarine? What does that say? Revoke it? Why would you revoke it? Oh, are you calling the submarine? No way. Is that what that is? You can call it to wherever you are? Is that only going to be on this map? Yes, quality of life feature while you're out on the open sea. I see. I haven't read this yet. New features and additional functionality. Perch model. When is this coming? We don't know when, right? It's just saying it's something they're working on. That is fascinating. You know, I personally would not have chosen a submarine for this, but I do think it's an interesting idea for premium. Submarine is weird though, right? What do y'all think? Oh, what if there was a cafe, Blunty? You're just crushing the cafe. I wonder what the timer will be. Feels like there'd be a timer, right? Maybe you do it once an hour or something, or once an in-game day. Um, I just think a submarine is weird. I mean, we are in the sea, I guess, but come on. Such an interesting choice to do that. Perch look good though. That's all the info we got, huh? That's an interesting one. You know, obviously, anyone that never has premium or doesn't have premium, they're not going to be excited by this. If you do have premium, is it too much like immersion breaking to have a submarine pull up next to you? Uh, like, again, like if it was me choosing, I think I would have more been thinking like, you know, another boat, almost like you have a special, you know, relationship with the store or something. Your premium status gives you a special relationship, so they're willing to once a day or once every 5 days make a trip with a few items or something. You know, I don't know, but a submarine casualty. You saw my cod, nice. Yeah, no, uh, that was fun. Back to back fish, guys. First was the cod. Okay, so I mean, I literally I got to what 85% marine fishing. I buy my new lure, the Store Fisk 609. I cast the lure, first fish, 55 kilo Atlantic cod. I think we want to stop over here, right? Second fish. Second fish. 106 kilo Greenland shark. I was like, I'm never going back to regular lures ever again. Same lure. I'm like, that's it. This is what I'm using for the rest of time. And then, of course, from there, I stopped. I mean, the catches got much worse from there. So don't worry. We didn't actually figure out anything game breaking. But wow, that was an exciting two fish. I was like, how can this happen right now when I'm not recording, streaming, anything? So unfortunate, but it was awesome. It was amazing. What, just those like I was fishing at 120 depth, so it was probably about a 20-minute period or whatever, but goodness, it's pretty cool. Just for those two fish. And I think my third fish was like a 1 kilo hake. It changed quick. Other region bream. Okay. That's a nice one. Yeah, that's getting up there. It looks like the bream have been healthy recently, huh? The only thing I would say about the lure I was using though, or just those lures in general, it was a very slow bite rate. So yes, those were the two first fish I caught, but it was a lot of work to get those two bites. And then my third fish that also took a long time to get was a 1 kilo hake. So, I mean, I ended up making about 1,700 silver in an hour, or a little less even, but the quality of fish I was catching with that lure it didn't stay that high. And then the fishing is so slow that it's definitely, it's not consistent. Random catch at 3 a.m. That's awesome. Big bream. Big old bream. Yeah, and trophies always rare. Exactly. I mean, 100+ kilo Greenland shark, that's not going to happen very often. Trophy cod is a trophy, so that's not going to happen super often. So it's still a balance of trying to figure all that out. All right, I'm going to search real quick. I'm going to go to the other channel real quick. Oh yeah, we have 3 now, by the way. I'm going to go to the first one because this is still the biggest one. And then we'll go from there. You got the Goliath the other day and went 75 meters. Oh, Todd. That is brutal. Yo, the Norwegian Sea. I mean, it does give a lot, but it takes a lot too. I sent you a message. Brady County? I'm guessing you sent it to an alt account. I don't have a message from you. But that's an easy mistake to make because I think my first alt account I ever made was MDog Gaming, so. It is slow? Okay, yeah, I think that's the main complaint people have is it slow? So it's like one thing if you're carp fishing or even sturgeon, right? Or whatever. But if you're fishing at 80 meters, right? Like that's a whole nother thing. And then it runs for a little bit or whatever, like, woof. That's my fault for assuming you were talking to me. I walked into y'all's conversation midway. All right, couple of mackerel in a row. That's not what we want to see with this setup. I have a mackerel setup, and this is not it.
Challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Yo, Dark, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I think you're a first-time sub, right? I really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Yo, what's up, Gray Fox? What level are you, Dark? How long have you been away? Oh, did somebody catch a nice sword? There you go. Nice. I would love to catch a sword. I still don't have a good sword. I've got the one kind of small fry, but... $120. Yeah, I'll probably head to 120 anyway. 120 is where I caught both of those beauties yesterday, so I'll head back there. Ooh, it got it on the Pilker Red, too. That's nice. That's very nice. Let's see. Schadenfrau? Am I saying that right? Shaden? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but greetings. I am no myth nor legend, but you're welcome to come hang out. Main account was stuck at 20 for 2 years, Dark says. You and another streamer got me started back when there was only like 5 maps. Oh, that's awesome, Dark. Well, thank you so much for the support. And it's tough, right? This is a jealous game. If you enjoy other games or have other hobbies or whatever, it's yeah, it's tough. Now, well, I hope you can find some balance with this game and the rest of your life, Shaden, but I'm glad you're enjoying it, and certainly welcome to RF4. Some really encouraging things being said in-game chat as well. Appreciate that. Yo, what's up, Gary? Welcome back. There is no balance, only fishing. Oh, we got a fish on. So now the question is, how long do we stay at 75 before going back to 120? I don't know. Maybe we actually finish our happy hour up here, and then we'll head down. 120 can be pretty slow. Oh, nice, Dark. I just saw somebody post about Belaya. I think somebody was catching some really nice grayling. Maybe even had a grayling trophy and some brown trout. It's always so good when Belaya is healthy. It's always a good thing. Hey, there's a squid. Happy hour squid. We'll certainly take that. We're drifting a little bit here, but we'll just roll with it. Do you have or plan a video for spinner fishing tackle progression? I really don't, because I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about if someone's only interested in spin fishing, you know, like what does that life look like? What does that progression look like? So when I think about spin fishing progression, for me, it always has to do with what's like flexible enough to also be used in bottom fishing. which, as you know, if you've been around the channel a lot, typically means like at least considering getting a caliber HSV, because I think it's both good for, it's decent, it's good enough, it's serviceable for spin fishing, trolling, whatever. It also eases you into carp fishing, which is like what I like. So you know, beyond that, I don't know that I actually have a video that like just talks about that kind of progression. There are plenty of people around that are way more into spin fishing than I am, though, and they could probably give you, even just like in my general Discord, if you posted like, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what I have, if I want to focus on spin fishing, what should I be saving for next, and then what should I save for after that, you know, I'm sure some people could help you out. I can give you my opinion, but again, that's just not the world or mindset I live in. Big Cheese, welcome back. Canadian Way, thanks for coming in. Appreciate the kind words. Oh, I'm glad that chat's been helpful. That's a pretty decent hake, I must say. I tend to get a lot of small hakes, so it's always nice to see one that's more than a kilo or two. Active bream spots. No idea. Just back from vacation and logged in on sea. All right, so what are these fish biting? What's the best fish we've had so far? In some ways, it's the squid, and that was actually on the lure, the Hunter 1000.
Challenge.
Second best is probably the wolffish. That's on the
Challenge
05.
accepted.
And the hake was on the 05. What are the mackerels biting? The 02 and the 06. So just anything they can get their little teeth on. Canadian Way, subscribed for 1 month. Comes in with a tier 1 sub. Thank you, Canadian. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate that, you guys. Thank you. Both of you that have subbed so far tonight. Thank you so much. But most importantly, thank you all for being here. Always enjoy just hanging out and getting to fish with folks. Yeah, that's the thing about 120. I don't know if you're in stream right now, Salmon. It might be said salmon. It might be said salmon. My experience is 120 is there's some really good fish to catch there, but it is slow and sometimes you just get haked. Oh, that's cool. Drift says, I've been feeder fishing on the shore. Okay, can you just give me an idea, like, how's the silver? I have lots of questions for you. You probably don't want to chat. I mean, you probably don't want to type as many questions as I have, but just like, what's your overall impression of, I'm assuming you're using the 3 baits that they sell for silver on this map, the shrimp, the 2 different types of worms or whatever. The other thing I want to know is, what would it be like to fish from shore using squid? I just can't imagine that. I mean, even if it's good, which it might be, it'd have to be really good to justify like turning this squid into bait. I guess you could buy squid for gold if you didn't mind. I don't know how expensive it is. Is it pretty cheap? If you wanted to throw a little gold at it, you could get squid for gold from the grocery store. I don't know. So far it looks like the Siberia Saber 9 kilo reel with the Onega Carolia rod. See, that's amazing. I mean, I could have spent the whole day and would have never come up with that recommendation. So I'm glad other folks were there to help. Oh, thanks, Canadian Way. That is very nice of you. Alright, there's a wolffish. I'm usually here... Let's see. I'm here all day till I hear my bells go off. I fish till I get around 35. Mainly shrimp. Okay, so are you kind of like, the way you're thinking about it is you're paying for the boat trip? That's interesting. Like, so you're kind of lowering the risk by earning the boat trip on the shore before going out on the boat. That's kind of cool. Yo, what's up, Slip? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if it's consistent, but pretty regularly you'll see like reports where someone's catching some pretty decent fish on a jigging setup from shore. So I could see doing like 2 feeders and one jigging on a pilker rod as being pretty good. This is good. We're just catching really small fish. I mean, the bite rate's good and all that, but you got to level 18 in Fisher Online. That's awesome. I need to get back in Fisher Online after the stream tonight, maybe. Check it out over there. You unlocked Ukraine. Nice. Ukraine's a big map. Kind of overwhelming to me. There's another hake. We are definitely on the hakes. Oh, I bet. Yeah. 3 pilker rods from shore, boosting your leveling. Yep. I really need to go take a quick bio break. So I think, but this is the problem, right? If I get a bite on the drop, I think I'm just going to step away for a minute after I pull this fish in. Because there's just too big of a chance of getting the fish on the drop, and I don't want to miss a bite. Yo, Canadian, thanks for cheering 14 bits. I really appreciate that. Now 16 more. That probably puts you in the lead on bits these days, right? If I had to guess. Oh, they just never stop. The bits just never stop coming. There's a little safe. All right, I'm going to cast one more time, then we'll take a quick bio break. Because this is kind of a good fishing time of the afternoon, isn't it? Right before evening. Yeah, 75 is supposed to be good, although I can't help it. I gotta go back down to 120 at some point. Just because of the fish I caught there yesterday.
Challenge. Challenge accepted.
Come on now. Y'all are both outdoing yourself. Canadian has, at this point, cheered more bits than I can count in the last few seconds. And Dark comes in with his second sub of the day. This one, a community sub given out. And it looks like Blood got it. So, Blood, you just got a tier 1 sub from Dark. Thank you again so much, Dark. I really appreciate the support. Come on, be heavy. Big. I was hoping that when we caught up with it, it would be a bigger fish, but it's not. Maybe it'll be another squid. If it is another squid, I don't know. I'm just tempted to do some testing with some of those baits, you know? Hydrate? Ain't that the truth? Although I gotta take a bio break before I start hydrating again. My goodness. Hey, we don't mind that. There's a whiting. Especially during happy hour. Big time XP. Oh, is there like a counter where I can see what this is up to? Drift says, most I've made from shore is 800 silver, but I've also got squid, anglers, redfish. Wow, that's amazing. It's always nice to catch a whiting. I agree. It really is. Again, thank you, Dark. Thanks, Canadian. Thank you so much. So somewhere in there, sorry, I think I missed it because like it's stacking up. Somewhere in there, Dark cheered 200 bits. Also, Slip just resubbed.
Challenge. Challenge accepted.
Thank you, Slip. Quantum Slip comes in. 2 months for Quantum sub, and this is a Prime sub coming in just this minute. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hey, a little bit more decent fish on here. I mean, we're not breaking any world records or anything, but it's got a little bit more oomph, maybe. I don't know, man. The pressure of a hype train, doesn't that just kind of stress us out? Maybe we'll just leave it there, right? Best map for low-level players. What's up, Blobby? Welcome to the stream. That varies greatly. Thank you all for the support. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's hard to say. Because of the way this game is made, spots change pretty regularly, right? Things are always changing. So there's not necessarily a certain map or certain spot that you can say is best for new players. It definitely changes day to day and week to week, and is also greatly affected by what type of fishing you're most wanting to do. Y'all are insane. Thank you very much. Blunty, I appreciate your cheers as well. Scotty says, Blobby, how low level? That's a good question. There's another wolffish, by the way. I don't want to step away. I feel like this is like really good fishing at the moment. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure the last time I had a cheer off like this. Level 14. All right, so what does that mean? That means you can go to Old Berg. So if you're into feeder fishing, I would ask around, see if there's a good bream spot. If you're into spin fishing, Belaya is so good. Typically, Belaya is going to be your answer. But don't sleep on mosquito and winding, because if you're developing the skill to target specific fish, the cafe orders, filling the cafe orders can be really good. Yeah, I like what Scotty just said, actually. That's really good advice. Just got 2.8 grayling off of Belaya on the starter express. Ooh! Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a fun... I mean, you know, rough fight, but then in another way, like, some of the most fun that can be had in the game. You know what I mean? Even at a low level, you're able to experience something super fun like that. I was catching a bunch of smaller bream at Winding Rivulet, but you're at Belaya now? Nice. Yo, I am feeling the love tonight. Holy cow. Of course, Scotty. Of course. Yes, there are a lot of cheers. There are, in fact. Alright, I'm going to sneak off to chat room 2 here. Just to say hello to those people for a little bit. As soon as we get this fish in. Yeah, so Belaya at night, my best advice, at least on recent experience, is on the opposite side where you go for grayling, just throw some small feeders in with 22, 24 hooks and catch rough. Rough, honestly, the silver adds up, and they're reasonably decent chance of having a cafe order. But like right behind those cafe tent and so, like that area there, some good rough there, about 10-meter clip out. Okay, 68.45 clip 8. There you go. I mean, really, it's good silver. If you're catching nice spin fish during the day and then you're catching rough at night, it's not bad at all. I think we just got cusked, which, you know, this time of day, that's not surprising. Not surprising at all. All right. We're just going to go say hello to room 2 for a minute. Or a little bit. Oh, wait. Yeah. No, actually, I don't think I did announce on this channel yet, did I? Oops. Yeah, I agree. Red worms or worms. If you don't have red worms, don't stress. Just use regular worms. And if you're not already digging for worms, start doing that ASAP. No rough orders at the moment. Okay. Sorry, Scotty. I was just letting people know that I was live. That I was live on stream. In case somebody didn't see the Discord announcement. Choo-choo, exactly. Unbelievable, guys. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. Yo, Just Renzi, how's it going? I feel like I saw you catch some pretty good fish while I was on vacation, Renzi. The few times I was logged in and fishing myself. I could be wrong, but I feel like you had some good catches. Frog, crucian, common, bleak. So bleak is also an option. Not at night, but during the day. If you get tired of spin fishing and you want to level up your float fishing, bleak are pretty easy to catch at Belaya, and which makes bleak orders very nice. And bleak are good silver in general anyway. You got the Ocean Queen and the... Okay, what do you think of the Wriggle? The Rigel? The Regal? How are you feeling about that? This is a decent fish. We probably got cusked again here, chat, but, you know, that's what happens when you fish at night. Bleak and dace? Yeah, for sure. The only difference in brand with the hooks is just like the quality. The higher quality hooks are worth having when you can afford them, but don't stress about it low level. I took HSV to C, but it just damages too quick, so I got the Regal. Ooh, nice. Is that the 8K one, Renzi? How much is that one? I feel like that's like on the lower end, but not in the sort of like really cheap group, right? Or maybe it's even more than 8K. I don't remember. This is going to be a cusk, right? Yeah, yeah. So between 8 and 9K. Okay, yeah, perfect. Oh, good. Yeah, get those rough. And they really do add up. You know, 2 or 3 silver per rough, at least once you get to a certain size. Sometimes more. And it's also just good to develop the ability to target rough because they're one of those fish that do pop up on cafe orders frequently, even if it's not there right now. Oh, it's a wolffish. Good. That's a really nice wolffish. We'll take a 10 kilo wolffish. We'll take that 100%. Is that right? Trophy rough is 40 silver now? Good grief. You got a 20 kilo cod on it? Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm in 75 right now, but I gotta go down to 120 at some point just because of those 2 fish I caught there yesterday, Truda. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm sure you'll find out the limits at some point. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. European anglerfish is the same thing as a monkfish. Okay. Good to hear. Good to hear on the rough. Glad that's working out. Yeah, happy hooks are good good investments early on for sure. What are those, like 3.5, 4 star? I think 3.5 maybe. I don't know. They're pretty good though. Yo, Navy Chief, how you doing? Morning to you. Yeah, those are the cuties. That's right. Those are the monster ones. Oh, great question, Canadian. I mean, of course, I've pretty much been gone for 2 weeks, so I haven't even had the option. Um, it honestly probably depends on how much I stream. Like when I'm streaming every day for multiple hours, I just don't have the time. I just don't. I can't play RF4 that many hours. Ooh, what a catch! Almost a kilo. We got points in marine fishing. This night fishing is good right now. But if I don't stream as much, like if I go through a day where I take a break from streaming or a couple days or something, I'm much more likely to do a video. So I'm not at the point where I would say it's over yet. Definitely not. Like I haven't even had that thought. I just don't. I'm just not sure schedule wise, like exactly when I'm working it in. You're almost 55%. Nice. That's great. That's one thing that I've said this before, but I wish that they would, even after you've unlocked something, I wish they would still have here listed what percentage you needed to unlock it. They did that with the maps, right? So you can still see what level a map is, even if you've already passed that level. I wish they would do that with skill percentages, because, just the way my brain works, once I unlock it, I don't really think about or remember specifically which percentage it was. It's a little different with C because we've all been so focused on leveling up to certain milestones so that we could do certain types of fishing out here, but in general, I just think it would be helpful to have that listed. Yeah, I mean, if we could win the series tonight, and then game 3 is just, either way, either icing on the cake or, we won 2 out of 3, that would be awesome. The Braves have been playing great lately, so We'll see how it goes tonight, though. I'm really curious. Like, Strider made the All-Star team. I mean, here we are, what, Saturday? Is he going to pitch like a whole inning of the All-Star game after pitching tonight? Or will he just be on the roster but not actually pitch? You're at 21 silver, Scotty. What did you have a big purchase recently? Probably not pitch. I mean, that's fine with me. I was so relieved when Acuna said he was not going to do the home run derby. I'm like, everybody is playing and hitting so well. Let's don't go, screwing around with technique and stuff because we're overextending ourselves trying to compete in a home run derby. Oh, okay, gotcha, Scotty. You really went down to a low amount, didn't you? Hey, there's a dogfish as well. Oh, you stocked up on carp baits? Nice. Well, that'll pay back eventually, right? Oh, nice. Definitely pay back then. Yep. Amber's been good, right? That's what I keep hearing people say. I mean, when I was on vacation, I missed a couple days, but most days I just logged in for an hour to hit happy hour on the sea. But it's great right now. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. All right, this is last fish, and then I'm gonna take a bio break. Oh, really, Renzi? Okay. Amber has not been great, huh? Wait, what? What are you fishing for at Tunguska? Are you talking about in the creek or out on the main river? I haven't heard anything about Tunguska. Last thing I remember hearing about Tunguska was like, can't remember if it was about the creek or if it was about float fishing for some of their whitefish stuff. That's awesome. Anytime Tunguska is really hot, that's always great. I'm trying the striped pool thing at F5. What's the striped pool thing, Truda? F5. Oh, you talking about? You're here. I got you. Burbot and pink salmon. Wow, that's great. You haven't left Tunguska in 65 in-game days. Amber's been very consistent for you. That's awesome. There's a spiny dogfish. That's great. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I think we should be good for a little bit. What kind of shark did you get, Drift? Greenland or pork beagle? Or spiny? All right. Oh, poor beagle. Nice. And you're still using the red? The red lure? Oh, lurker. Okay. Gotcha. So, what are you fishing with, Truda? I can't remember if you said before. Yo, welcome to the stream, Mekra. Greetings to you as well. Thanks for being willing to share that, Navy. Is 83, oh, that's across from Peg 1, isn't it? Or is 132 across from Peg 1? I might have to look at the spots to remember. I saw somebody caught a rare trophy in the pond today. The gear I'm using, Mekra? Yeah, I can show you my gear. Let me just get this fish up real quick. Let's see. I'm going to figure out... I think I might actually switch to the... the giant shad and see if we can at least get one bite up here before we move down to 120. Using fillet jig head with safe strip. Oh, really? That's cool. So are you catching big stuff, or would that be more like that'd probably be something I would do on my medium setup, huh? Hey, we got cusked again. All right, let's just try this. That weird new jig head. The cod are biting. Oh, interesting. All right, so we're gonna go to the giant silicone jigging rig, and we're gonna try this one. So the one thing that's concerning about this lure is it's expensive, and I think it took about like 6 or 7, maybe 8 fish, and it's already got 18.5% wear. Now, 2 of those fish was a huge cod and a 100-kilo Greenland shark, so maybe the size of the fish wears it a little faster. But that would be like the only drawback is if you happen to get low quality fish on it, if it's actually wearing out at the same rate, that definitely cuts into your profit a little bit. Oh crap, I didn't show you my rig before so before I was fishing with the, let me know if you need to know the whole thing. But I was fishing with the the Hunter didn't I have the Hunter 1000 on? So I had the Hunter 1001 with a yellow rattle attachment, the 2301 squid, and then all of my bottom, the drop shot part, they were all 23 level squids. Pink one, green one, and white one. 8.0 hooks on everything. Alright. This is what's a slow bite rate, but at least feels like if you can hook into a fish with it, could be a decent fish. Dari, thanks for the follow. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Oh, that's awesome, Mekra. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it's a grind. So it's like, it's definitely a grinding game. That sounds good, Truda. I mean, I guess I could stop over there and just experiment with something on my way down. I do kind of want to just get to 120 before long, though. I don't know how patient I'm going to be on stream doing this. I mean, I'm telling y'all, even though they're great fish at times, it can take a long time for me to get a bite on this. Casey Yogi says, welcome back. Thank you so much. Whiting like the big fillets? That's interesting. Dari, hello to you as well. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to pronounce the backwards 3 there. Do I pronounce it like an A? Dari? Dari? Or like an E? Dairy? 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 I don't know. But anyway, greetings. Welcome. Thanks for your kind words. So you're just hanging out, like perking it over and over, hoping for the best. You have 2.2 silver. Yeah, that's an interesting place to be at, Mekra. I mean, because you've got enough silver to get to start like working on your first caliber HSV, like you said, with upgrading your feeder, so you can start thinking about carp fishing down the line. That caliber HSV is also good enough to troll at Cory or Volkov. So I don't know if you've thought about that, but that's one thing you could think about sort of moving towards. Yes, I am streaming. All right. So just real quick, let's go hang out with the super fans that decided to follow me to room 3. There's only 7 of us. If you want a really quiet existence, come to room 3. Oh my goodness. Have you not watched me before? Always stream at the same place. Come on, swag. Do a guide on Volkov or Cory? Oh, it is cold. Daggum. I didn't notice that. I've done guides on Cory quite a bit over the years, just in terms of like, that's usually where my leveling guides get to, around that point. I guess I haven't done one like super recent. And it would definitely be cool to do an updated guide on Volkov. I just wish I spent more time on Volkov. I haven't fished a lot there recently. All right, first fish on the giant jigging lure. Oh, good, Scotty. So, any of y'all that are hanging out with us right now that have unlocked these giant silicone jigging rig types, any words of advice? Have you been using it a lot? I mean, I know it was really good for a while there. I actually don't feel like I see many posts about these anymore. They really don't show up on the weekly list that much anymore. So I don't know if they just aren't as good or if there's other reasons why people don't maybe use them quite as much. I had an amazing experience, at least in the beginning, but it's not necessarily consistent. Have to be patient, but they can catch you some pretty good fish, right? Maybe that's why maybe people feel like they're catching good enough fish on the big pilker lures that there's no point in being as patient as you have to be on these. I don't know. It's interesting. Which game chat? So currently, I tend to move around. So right now I'm in room 3. But I also, if I'm feeling a little bit more sociable, then I'll go to room 1 or 2. So if you search MDog, we've got rooms 1, 2, and 3 right now. And they range from 262 players down to 8 players. So you can kind of pick like how social of an experience do you want. But I tend to bounce around. I don't want to. I feel like if I'm too predictable, then that'll mess with the overall flow of the chat rooms, you know? Thanks for stopping in, by the way, Swag Life. So trolling has seemed lackluster everywhere. Interesting. So one thing I've noticed, on average, this lure, even though the two lures are the same size, I think one is an L and one is an M. This one, the M, catches smaller fish on average than the L. Now, small sample size, but just what I've seen so far. Yeah, that's right, Bomar. Can't cast too close to the boat if you're trolling. What is that, a wolffish? Oh yeah. Bloop. So this one's 600 grams, 25 centimeters long. This one's 600 grams, but 33 centimeters long. So like thinner. Longer, but thinner, I guess. It's got 8/0 hooks. This one's got 6/0 hooks, so it's got smaller hooks. So maybe there's some like some reason why this one's catching a little bit smaller. I don't know. It's weird. Okay. So just for fun, let's stop over at let's stop over right over here and check in on Truda before heading down to 120. All right. So you're thinking you're just thinking fillet jig head, huh? What are the new jig heads that allow the that you were saying? I don't. Are they like the fish eyes? Is that what we're talking about, or is it something else? Oh, I forgot I can do these gummies now. The Cobra one? Have you tried fillet rigs? I've tried fillet rigs. I've not tried fishing with squids. Have you tried fishing with squids? Or do you mean the fake squids? I have used squids a good bit, yes. Like the fake ones, if that's what you mean. Like drop shot stuff? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I've done that a lot. Alright. Let me see. I was thinking about putting like a... Alright, so I actually want to take the red off of both of these. So I'm going to go double yellow and double black. So we can actually put the red with the red squid. I don't know. It's kind of a weird deal, but we're going to try it. It's kind of a weird deal. 6-0 hook. Probably could have even gone bigger than that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You're level 20, but you went on the trips. Nice. That is awesome. Mercy. Are we not at the bottom yet? How deep is this? Do we know? Truda, do you know how deep it is here? I feel like I might already be at the bottom. I don't know. $50 to $55. Okay. So it's just falling weird. I think these gummy eels maybe drift down a little odd. I think next time I'll put the larger hook here. Cobra. So, were you saying that there's something about these? A series of marine jigs from Cobra. The swivel hook attachment allows for a more natural baiting behavior. That's really cool. Oh, huh. Do most of them not have, like... Oh, yeah. So most of them don't have that swivel. Like that's definitely a difference, right? Oh, this is the best. I mean, we may need to, like, you know, perk it some, but mostly we just let it sit here. See what happens. All right, quick bite. Quick bite, and it's small. So one thing we want to do is see what, is it on the lure? Or I mean, sorry, the fillet? Or is it on a one of our lures? So we'll watch to see if we lose a fillet here. We're at 115 right now. All right, it's a little whiting. I think it was on the fillet. They like those fillets, don't they? Yes, I've had several trophies now, which has been a lot of fun. Yeah, the question will be, do we try a huge one? I kind of do want to, but let's work our way up. It's also, it's like 1, almost 2 p.m. This is not the most, this might be a hard way to get a bite would be using it, I mean, doing the huge one. All right, junior tournament, Discord ad. All right, gotcha. My most recent trophy out here was actually a cod. The order of the lures was the same as casting. It's confusing. Yes. Yes. That's an interesting mirror size. All right, we got to watch the drift. So far, we're good, though. I can't wait for the winter fair. I'm going to buy like 500 spitting this time. Have I finished any of the logs? Wait, what are the logs? Oh, qualifications? I've definitely not finished any of the qualifications. Or do you mean trophy cards? I think the only trophy card I finished is Mosquito, maybe? Yeah, Mosquito's the only one I finished. I need to catch a Donich Ruff at Winding so I can try to finish that card soon. Alright, we'll let it sit here a bit. Might perk it every once in a while. Another tiny one. Is this another like micro whiting or something? Again, we'll need to see what this is coming in on. It is whiting. The whitings are definitely here, but that one was on a gummy. Okay. Interesting.
What are those?
All my Tylenol from the week before.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah. Yeah, Canadian Way, that would be one of my like top tier requests, especially one that seems like it just wouldn't be that hard to implement unless there's something that I just don't understand about the programming side, which is possible. All right, Navy's asking for our opinion. 12K silver. close to level 34. That's a great question, Navy Chief. Let's see. Let me get this fish in and look at something real quick. I think we got cusked. See what that came in on. Large fillet. 16. Alright, this is a good time as any. So, by putting the huge fillet on there, I think we're making it more likely that we catch something on the lure. Let's do just giant squid, which should also be a slow enough. Like, if we catch something on the lure or the gummy, we just want it to be worth it. We also want it to have a chance of catching something on the huge fillet. Let's also just move slightly northwest, I think. Because we're about to drift right off the bank. Aliens Deadly Descent. I actually didn't even know about that game. Sounds like it's in rough shape though. Okay, what did I want to check out? Oh yeah, I remember now. When you say Cardinal 22S, this is what you're talking about, right? Alright, let me pull up the actual real comparison. What are you doing, Steam? This is actually a good thing to do. This is a good way to be fishing while doing this. Okay. So, conventional Cardinal 22S costs 25K. And I know what it's like to use the Cardinal. It is very good. It would be a fine primary reel to use out here, as long as you are not wanting to go after the biggest fish in the sea. But anything other than like those really big boys, it is perfect. The other one you're asking about, the Billionaire CNV. See, I'm not familiar with this one, I don't think. So let me look. All right. And are you talking about the CNV 30MS? All right. So you're talking about 19,000. So it's cheaper. It is about, I'm showing it as about 6,000 cheaper. It's got the exact same drag. Okay, hold on. Let me get this sitting in the bottom. It's got the exact same drag. Similar gear ratio. So a little higher test, but I don't think that's really going to be relevant, especially with how we're just dropping things off the side of the boat, basically. So it looks like spool size is not quite as big, but it's close enough that I don't know that that's that relevant. 4 stars instead of 4.5 stars. Okay, here we go. The mech weight is 88 versus 132. So that's where the difference in price shows up. So you're spending about 5 to 6K more to be able to go max line of over 60 if you wanted to. Goodness. I mean, even when I got my Cardinal, even when I got to the point where I could have a medium boat rod, it never even occurred to me to consider overloading the Cardinal past 60. Like, are you realistically gonna want to do that very much? Because if you're not wanting to do that very much, why not save 5K and go with the billionaire? Ooh, that was a pretty nice bite, actually. Truda, you might be onto something here. So I know I'm kind of rambling here, Navy. I'm just kind of talking out loud as I'm thinking through your options that you're describing. Look at this fish, boys and girls. Like, this is a real fish we have on. I mean, not one of those pretenders. I haven't had a fish this close to snapping a 181 leader in a while. Maybe since I caught the Greenland shark and the trophy cod. Excuse me. This is going to be a nerve-wracking experience. All right, let's try to stay chill here. Okay, other considerations. You don't get the Cardinal or the billionaire, and you save up for this reel or one of the other top tier reels. So what are you doing in the meantime to make silver at Norway? You're purchasing something like the Regal, or what else would be in that consideration? Something that just gets you out here with like a low-end conventional reel. You know, at that point, you're only catching small mediums fish. You're trying to completely avoid the medium to medium large boys. You're still making a ton of silver, but you're kind of stuck to the smaller lures, right? Jigging, smaller pilker lures, eventually drop shotting the mess out of mackerel and all that, making that big silver. I mean, that is another consideration. I guess it just depends on what you want. If you want to like fully engage the Norwegian Sea experience, I don't think you'll regret the Cardinal. And I've never used the billionaire. It looks good to me though. Again, it just depends on, are you ever going to lock it up above 60? I mean, are you ever going to overload it above 60? That's what you're paying for, it appears to me. So I haven't read chat in a minute, and I'm not going to be able to read chat till I get this fish in, probably. So other people may be saying other things or correcting me if I said something incorrect, but we'll get there in a second. I just don't want to lose this fish or pop this leader. Like, this is a real fish we have on right now. It's very possibly, you know, just a little halibut, right? But you never know. And since the nerf, like, catching halibut's not as common, so that'd be fine, I guess. I had a 30-kilo halibut the other day, and I was like, oh, I remember these fish. I remember when this was half of what I was catching when I'm using big stuff. I'm not sure how much line we're actually gaining. Like, we pull in a little bit and then he just like yanks it back out. Taiga C30. I just glanced at chat. Somebody said Taiga C30. Yeah, any to me that's kind of in the same category as the Regal, right? Good starter sea reel. Just be mindful you're definitely targeting smaller fish when possible. But big enough spool size you can hang in there for a bit. And big enough mech weight that you can do some crazy stuff if you really want to. Tell all your friends, M-Dog's got a decent sized fish on. So, to me, this fish feels really different. I don't know what that means, but like, hopefully I'll remember this. So that next time I have whatever this is on, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what this is. Because it is following a very specific pattern. And it just may be a halibut. It just might be the size that's a little different. So it's just like looking a little different on the tension bar. But that's right. That's a good point, Moy. If you want to start getting some practice using the double, whatever it's called, where you switch your gear ratio. Taiga C does not have that. Where I think the Regal does. I know that obviously the other one I have, the Cardinal does. Let's keep it up so we can pull down right when it's getting to the surface and look at him eyeball to eyeball. Man, I almost hope it's not a halibut, but I feel like it is. That's okay. We'll be okay with it if it is. I'm sorry, what is that? Ooh, I do not want to break. All right, I'm not. It is a halibut. Okay. Boy, that was weird. That was weird looking. Whew. Okay. Taiga C30, would it handle this halibut? I wouldn't want to do it. Could you get it in? Maybe. Probably crazier things have been done out here. I wouldn't want to do that. So the two gear ratio. So the starter gear ratio is 4.01 for this reel. The lower gear ratio is 1.71. So we're reeling in less line per rotation of the handle. on the lower gear ratio, but we're also at a higher torque, I guess, or just as you anyway, you can just the heavier fish, you can keep them coming in a more steady pace by using that lower gear ratio. So it's pretty cool, and helpful on the big fish. But, you know, not necessary. It's just something nice about the more expensive conventional reels. Yeah, I think you could catch that fish on the Cardinal. Again, would I want to? No. And the main reason is because a 53 kilo halibut just doesn't pay that much. And that's going to put a lot of stress and strain on your Cardinal. A lot of damage, and you're not going to make that back in silver at the fish market, I don't think. It's like gears on a bike, yeah. All right, so Juga says, I have seen a 147 kilo halibut reeled in with a 55 liter. That's awesome. Scotty's angry. Uh-oh. 184 Hallie did 0.4 on Cardinal. There you go. I stand corrected. I sit corrected. Ooh, we got a fish on without it even getting to the bottom fully yet. 376 grams off trophy. Wow. Oh, big mirror though. Nice. Thanks, Lev. Where are the golfers at this week?
It's the John Deere Classic.
Oh. Is that Tigers?
No.
No? Okay. John Deere Classic. I know that's one of the, at least non-majors, that's one of the bigger ones, right? In some ways.
I know where it is. It's gonna make it loud. Yeah, it's in Illinois.
Little haddock. Let's see what came. So in Illinois, okay. So huge fillet for the haddock and huge fillet for the safe. Huge fillet for the halibut. Don't let it ruin your night, Scotty. Another one will come in. And it'll still be some really good silver. Okay, well, so far this has been fun. Good call, Truda. And if we can keep up a reasonable bite rate at all on the huge fillets, like, it's pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. Question is, are there any shark here? Or other interesting fish that would want the huge fillet? We are right on the edge right now, too. Might drop off the edge. All right, there we go. Just go ahead and stop. It's not stopping. We're edging off right now. All right, there we go. Maybe. All right, so what's next to us? 70. So it can't fall any. Yeah, I mean, we're down at the 70. That's fine. We'll just fish at 70 for a minute. You got your 56 kilo halibut on 45 line. There you go. There we go. So as soon as it dropped off, it started running. Is it this small? Like, have we caught up to it yet? I guess it is this small. So maybe another whiting? I don't know. It's tiny. Yeah, that is something for sure, Scotty. Oh, squid. What did the squid like? The squid liked the squid. Of course it did. Question is, oh, what size does it have to be? 500 gram. And you only get one material? Oh, no, it takes one material. I wonder how many squid pieces you get. Does anybody know the answer to that? Does it vary on size like some of the other things? Like, if it gave you like 10, it kind of, maybe it'd be worth it then, you know? If it gives you 2 or something, I don't know. Oh, go true to go. That's some good silver right there, Scotty. Absolutely. $42 silver. Oh, yeah, that's a nice wolffish, Truda. I don't think I have caught a football fish yet. What about you? All right, let's just let it sit for a minute. Huh. Yeah, and I'm using the huge one, Truda, so I've like, potentially slowed my bite rate way down. It might be worth going to a large fillet again, getting a little better bite rate, but I wanted to kind of see what we could do with this. You should also make an Archie Tunguska playthrough again. I'd have to do some research. I just haven't. Well, Archie, I've done a little bit of trolling, but not since the update. That would be interesting. Tunguska would be a blast to do a new one. But again, I'd have to just kind of research some spots that are actually working. And there's so much you can do at Tunguska, though. It is fun. Tunguska's good. Yeah. Yeah, I think Navy. I think the Cardinal could definitely double as a good cat reel. Sturgeon only if you're catching them like, somehow catching them on lures. Which mostly what I've ever caught sturgeon, it's been on bottom rods. So because it's a conventional reel, you can't use it on a bottom rod. But for cat, absolutely. Cardinal would be a great reel for cats. Oh, that's awesome, Canadian. All right, let's see if we can actually perk this thing. All right, there we go. Actually perking it. I don't know if that'll help with the bite rate, but try it for a little bit. It's overnight. That might be why it slowed down so much. Oh, there we go. There we go. Spark 2000S is undefeated, huh? All right, what do we hope this is? Another squid? It'd be an okay whiting size. Crabs obviously would be good. Anything else? It's not very good. Okay, it's a little bigger than I realized. That's fine. Little wolffish. All right, we'll try to perk it again. That definitely helped. That helped get the bite rate going, it seemed like. Oh. I'm in M-Dog family friendly room 3 at the moment. Oh, I never saw what the wolffish came in on. Okay, huge fillet. Interesting. Ooh, squirrel got a king crab. I have not seen an edible crab, or whatever they call it, in so long. I have had a king crab here and there recently, but the other one, not so much. Sardines for bait would be awesome. Maybe one day. We'll get a bite here soon because of the time, I think. As long as we don't drift off the bank. What materials you make heavy leaders from? Let's see, marine leader. I've been using this stuff. A Tommy leather nylon. This one goes up to 181 kilos. And then same stuff for the shock leaders as well. Oh, there we go. So time of day. I think it was just time of day. I mean, it's just really slow overnight sometimes, especially that like 1 or 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. This is the case of seeing the boat and then suddenly finding some inner strength to start swimming the other direction. All right. Let's head down. Let's head down to 120 just for a bit, see what's going on down there. I'll be right back. Ooh. That is expensive. It's fun, but that is expensive. Alright, I think we're actually gonna really try to just see if we can find a shark here. Red. Red. I already have what? The red. We're going to keep the red, this red on there. So I guess technically we should switch these two out. Let's see. So, kind of want to double up on red. Although, do I really not have... I've got to have some on a different rod, right? That's what I figured. I mean, I just figured there was no chance. Alright, so what about... What are we hoping? Maybe a swordfish? Is that what we're hoping? So what number is this? The 01? Alright. We'll go 01 as the extra one. Hopefully this doesn't start catching like weird stuff on it. Because most of our stuff is like geared towards shark, right? At least that's how I feel. That's how it seems to me. Okay, now we wait. Now we wait for 120 meters, right? You got a 48 kilo halibut at E8. Yo, welcome back, Colton. Yes, I did have a good vacation. Thank you. Oh, shoot. Okay, we caught it. Don't worry. It's all good. So, Liza, I think it's going to come straight to you. I think it will actually pop up where you are when you call it. I assume there will be a limit. Once every, in-game day, once every 5 in-game days, something like that. But from the description, I'm assuming it'll come to you. I personally think that it's a little weird that it's a submarine. In terms of immersion, I think there's probably a better option. But whatever. In principle, I think it's a cool way of rewarding premium players. I think it's pretty neat. Hey, I'll take a pollock. Those pollocks are underrated. An old boat like Bjorn's bait show. Yes, I 100% agree. I feel like the premium should represent you've got a special relationship with the store. And for their special customers, they're willing to, once every 5 days or something, make a trip, meet you out at the sea at sea, and sell you some stuff, bring your wish list out or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it was just a couple days ago. This is where I caught my trophy cod and my 100 kilo Greenland shark. This spot has been good for me as well. Although I caught both of those fish on giant silicone lures. You're getting a good amount of Pollux on the drop. Nice. Let's see what that went on. Oh, that was on the Pilker. That actually got on the Pilker on the drop. That's kind of unusual for me. Is that right? In real life, Pollock and Saith are the same? Yeah, it is good silver. I hope you level up today too, Drift. Yeah, that's a good question. If you don't mind sharing, 8 and bait, what were you what were you fishing with? All right. Let's see if we can get something decent here. It's 8:59 in the morning. We're almost out of that window where you kind of feel like there's a better chance of a nice shark or something hitting, but we'll see. Paternoster. What? I had no idea that pollock was the most fished fish in the game, in the world. Okay, Colton. That's cool. Good info. Okay. Kind of surprises me that this setup is this slow a bite rate. I expect the giant silicone lure to be a slow bite rate, but I kind of hope this wouldn't be this slow. Let me look up the albacore reel. All right, so I'm showing the albacore. I assume we're talking about the 40 DS. I'm showing it costing 61,000 silver. Basically 62,000 silver. The drag is 30.8. The downside is the spool. And you want me to compare this to the Imperial? Alright, I'm comparing 52 to 75. Alright. Similar enough drag. You're saving 13,000. Ooh, that's tough. If there's any downside with how much you can make at Norway, 13,000 just isn't that much. Gear ratio is a little different, but whatever. Test is actually a little friendlier. The albacore test is a little friendlier. Spool size. Am I comparing this to the wrong reel? What reel am I supposed to be comparing this to? This can't be the wrong reel. Spool size seems to be bigger. Am I missing something? Yeah, I don't... Oh, okay, Blunty. Spool size must be wrong then. Alright, so assuming... I don't know what the exact spool difference is, but let's just assume the Imperial has a larger spool and not a smaller one. They both have a high enough mech weight that you're going to be able to fully lock it. Their max drag, max drag is very similar. You're saving 13,000 silver. So it just depends on what's the difference in the spool. They're both 5 stars, right? Yeah, so what's that spool difference? Does anybody know? Has anybody looked at it recently? What's up, Pydam? Hot shot, nice trophy sleeper. Yeah, obviously I've never used either one of those reels, but just looking at them on paper, it seems like it's worth thinking through at least. I mean, it does save you a little bit of silver. It just depends on the spools. Fishing's been good. Yeah, it's been good. We've tried a lot of different rig types and setups, but we've been pretty consistently catching, decent fish. Four-o hooks. Awesome. Thank you, 8 and Bait. Appreciate you sharing that. It's a little spotted wolffish. I mean, I don't know. It's 11:13. Do we try this one more time, maybe? I do want to cast out the silicone giant lures at least once or twice here, which is going to be really slow and exhausting. But again, I've had some really nice fish out here, so we'll see. Oh, that's awesome, Pydam. That is awesome. Speaking of which, and I know this is just USA, but I did want to see if my cod was still on the list. Oh, yeah. Very nice. And unfortunately, my shark, there's been some really nice sharks. I was just off the list on sharks, which is unfortunate. Was on the store fisk at 75. Wait, what was it, Pydam? What fish species was it? Man, I hate to hear that because I just came from the 75. Oh, it was a cusk. Yeah, I just think the bite rate down here is probably pretty slow, but I think the quality of fish has the potential of being pretty good right now, at least in the limited experience I've had down here. But unless we catch a real banger here on this setup, I'll probably go ahead and switch to giant silicone fish lure after this. Just give it a couple tries. A lot of redfish, couple decent wolffish. Which, if that's the case, maybe we should try that jigging setup we were using with the fillets and the redfish baits. It's just, 120 meters is kind of a long way to pull a redfish unless you're just getting really good size redfish. I don't know. Could be worth it. Depends on, like, where it would get annoying is if you start pulling like a cusk, like if you're getting like 8-kilo cusk and you're pulling them 120 meters over and over. There's probably a better way to approach at that point, but I don't know. They may not be, cusk might not be as prevalent here at 120. I don't know. During the day, they're definitely less active. I don't know why I can't keep it in the bottom right now. Gonna be curious to see what we get here on the second bite. If we can get a second bite. There we go. Right on the drop. Does it have a chance of being bigger? Yes, it does. I'd say it has a chance of being a shark. And I'd also say I really need to watch it here. I've got it locked up. And I'm not sure I've seen the full strength of the fish yet. Oh, nice. Trophy small redfish. Oh my goodness. This fish is swimming all over the place. I gotta watch it. This could end in tears here. Sounds like it. Yeah, I feel like 120 and 75 are the two places I most want to fish right now. Did you say which store fisk are you on, Python? Are all the fish you're talking about on the store fisk? Man, this thing is it's doing its thing, you know. The blue one? Okay, yeah, that's what I've been using. Alright, well, interesting. If this spot drives me away for some reason, I'll go back to 75 maybe. I mean, I was doing fine up there. I just, I've caught such good fish down here at 120 recently, I just had to come try it. I think this might be a nice fish, though. I don't think it's a halibut. I don't think it's a cusk. I think it's going to be something decent. I'm not sure on the size, but I think it'll be good. It's slow moving. That's the one thing about this 120 is that extra 45 meters or whatever that you're used to. You feel it when it's a big fish. Hey, we're halfway here. Halfway home. Pydam, have you tried switching to a larger storefisk? Like higher than the 600 level? I mean, the 600 is already pretty slow bite rate for me. I was just curious, like, what if you use one of the really big ones? This fish is way less active than it acted like it was going to be initially. Twitch Prime said swordfish. Sorry, I missed your message. I don't know. Ooh, look at this red. So if it's a halibut, it's, you know, 40 to 50 range at least, right? It seemed like anything but a halibut when I first hooked into it. Now it's just chilling. Ooh. Well, my 55 kilo cod was pulled less than this one. But, you know, every fish is not the same. Sneaky, welcome back. Yeah, we're hoping to hook into something nice, or hoping to pull in something nice here. It's a little bit of a schizophrenic fish, though. It's in one moment it seemed like one thing, and now it seems like the flatfish that will not be mentioned. And then the orca appears. Oh yeah, 8 and bait, nice black ruff, yeah. 8 and bait's got something going on. So Paternoster, that's basically like the Pilker drop shot without the Pilker lure, right? It's just the drop part, basically.
Challenge. Challenge accepted.
8 and bait, thank you so much for the sub. That's 3 months. Really appreciate it. Welcome back. Oh man, I would love it if this was a whiting. We'd be set for life. Yes, that's amazing. If it was a big anglerfish, that would be amazing, right? I still just don't think this is a halibut. If it is a halibut, what a sneaky halibut, the way it was fighting in the beginning. That's where you have to be careful when you got it locked up. Is even though it's been fine the whole way up. Dadgum, guys. We are on the halibut tonight. We like that 86.3 marine fishing, though. We do like that. Let's get it back out there. We'll try this again. I'm curious, what did this halibut actually go to? Yeah, it went to the lure. It went on the lure. Last one was on the huge huge safe fillet, but okay. It's a pretty big halibut for post halibut nerf. Oh. I mean, what are, like, again, just looking at a specific region like USA, what are the weekly halibut sizes? They get pretty high still. 135. Ooh, what is that? That's still the 600 level. Like, I want to see a fish caught on the 1,000 level or whatever they're called. Ooh, I haven't seen that pilker very often. Number 3, 750. I might have to check that one out. Is no one casting the huge silicone lures? Six or seven anglerfish? That's nice, Truda. That's the biggest fish you've seen all day, Gary? Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a chunky, what, 140 pound, 138 pound, I don't know. Big fish. What is this? Taking off at light speed, straight up through the water. A safe, maybe? It was right at the bottom before we closed the bail. You've caught more Opa than crabs. That's so interesting. I'm the opposite. I've caught way more of the king crab especially than Opa. I think I've only had 2 Opa since the map came out. Oh, 1 Opa and no crabs. Okay, small sample size. But I have had angler. I've just not had football fish. And very few edible crabs. Maybe just 1 or 2. I'm not even sure. Now the squid I've had a ton, but part of that's because that first week they were coming out at an insane pace. Safe. I knew it'd be a safe. Another point in marine fishing though. We will take that. I think 8 and Bait said 4-aught hooks is what he was using. What size line are you using, 8 and Bait? Are you doing 60? leader or whatever. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I was like, when I was looking around when I got home and was trying to figure out what. I mean, I knew this first stream we'd probably just be at Norway because I'm not going to go super long, but it looks like Buffalo's still good at tuba. Amber's still pretty good. It's kind of like pretty similar to last weekend when I streamed. Stuff that's like standing out. Yeah, it was good, Reaper. The 30 was putting out kings like crazy. Really? Okay. Interesting. You've had a lot of FGAs today, Python? Oh yeah, I've trolled at tuba a lot. Sometimes the Caspian and the Asp especially can be decent trolling. I wouldn't say it's like not always the case. It's not a consistent thing, but sometimes it is. All right. We're gonna give it a try. If it's too slow, I mean, I don't know how patient I can be, but we'll try. Give it a little try. You caught 4 in a row? What in the world are you using to consistently catch crabs like that? It's like 5 different lures. I can't imagine. It's interesting. Okay. Let's hope for a not too slow bite rate here. You posted it? Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa. What is this? This is one of those intoxicated fish. Alright, I'll have to find out on Discord in a second. Have you tried it today? Or was it just good yesterday? If this is another halibut, by the way, I'm going to stop thinking that anything could ever be. I mean, if this is a halibut, then anything can be a halibut. You know what I mean? You're using it right now at the 41. 27 minutes, 38 fish. 38 keepers? Sounds like a small setup. $26 keepers? You say big cod? You just got a 23 kilo angler? Wait, I'm trying to think, Python. Oh, you're at 75. That's right. You're at 75. Yeah, 75 might have more diversity of good fish. Like, all I know here is I caught a giant cod and a really nice Greenland shark. This one's on the number 6. As in, like, this is the 9 and now you're using the 6. I think the only ones I even own are the 9 and the 10, maybe? It's the one that's kind of got a yellow color to it. It's another decent halibut. Have you noticed, Python, how quickly they wear? Now again, I don't know if that's because of the size of the fish that I've caught on it, but this one is wearing really fast. Uh-oh, Reaper. Honestly, Reaper, I didn't do it tonight because we're streaming, but what I've been doing is pretty much every happy hour I set up for mackerel. I have this really good mackerel setup. I go to 75 or 41 or 34 or wherever seems like the best option that day. And for an hour straight, I just level up marine fishing. Now, if you don't have happy hour, maybe it's different. I don't know, but it has worked for me. That is what you're doing? Your blue one is very worn. Yeah, mine is too. I mean, mine's getting there. I mean, I've just started using it, but the mackerel setup for me has been the whoa. For me, it's been a mixture of 6.5 and 12 point whatever red reel shrimp, size usually 4 hooks, and you know, whatever lurker I want to use at the top, basically. I've got it set up on my other rod real quick. I'll switch over in a second. Yeah, that's right. I don't always use the lurker 100.107, but a lot of times I do. That part doesn't matter as much as the shrimp. You just want something that's gonna occasionally catch some decent fish as well. Use other color lurkers too, though. I mean, I think people get really focused on that blue one for good reason, but I've thrown out other lurkers and they've been really good too. Silver is super effective, yeah. I think it's been 75 recently where I've been catching mackerel, whiting, blue whiting, and sardines. And then it might have been at 34 that instead of blue whiting, I was getting sories, but the mackerel weren't quite as good as 75 mackerel. So I don't know. The main thing to me is to get as good a mackerel as possible. You start trophying mackerel or getting over a kilo, that's when those marine points come pouring in, it feels like. So that's why I always use the little bit bigger hook size. A lot of people I see running with like 2/0 hooks. or even 3/0, which is fine. But if you're spending too much time catching 300-gram mackerel instead of 900-gram mackerel, that's going to really impact the amount of points you're getting, it seems like. This would be awesome. I would love to catch another Greenland shark. You got a king crab from the edge of the shore. Nice. Tons of mackerel at 41. Oh, okay, good. And plus, it's just, I mean, not only leveling, it's just very reliable, cheap silver. Ooh, nice. Blueling. That video I've got up on YouTube, that's still the first and only blueling I've caught, by the way. Can you use attractions at 45%? I can't remember like what that even looks like. It's unreal, guys. I have no sense of fish in the sea. It's all the same. It's all the same. And the same is halibut. It's all a halibut to me. And this is post-nerf. You know, if this is pre-nerf, we're sitting here 5-6 days in a row, 100% halibut. Yeah, there you go, Python. Sorry, I was having a hard time thinking about the answer to that. That's why I'm not going to go long in my stream, because just getting back into town, my brain is a little fried. But yeah, those are good ones to use. On the shrimp setup, of course, and other setups as well as you start, but I like using the color beads for the mackerel and stuff. So imagine these are red color beads. See how I've got 3/0 hooks right now, 4/0 on one of them. So I'm using a combination of the 12/04 and the 6/05 and the 6.5. I do have the lurker. Whatever lurker I'm using, that kind of determines the fire sticks and fire tubes I'm using. Usually I'm using, if I'm going for the mackerel, small stuff, I'm using the strips. It's really effective though. Really effective. The color, I would match the shrimp or match the lure. Typically is what I do. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Barbarossa, nice trophy gibble. Sometimes it wears you out fishing. Oh, wait. Let's don't be on the edge. Yeah, I might go pick up Polar when I finish my stream before I eat dinner.
I'll miss you.
Well, you know.
You're not gonna eat dinner till after your stream?
Correct.
Hungry?
Yes, but not starving, and
Okay.
I won't go too much longer. What bigger fish feels bouncy on the line? A lot of them. Halibut is always the answer, is what I'm finding, Truda. The answer to all of our questions right now is halibut. But yeah, that bouncy feeling, I've noticed that a lot recently. Cod? I think the cod bounces. Right? Yeah, but if it's big shakes, yeah, it's good clarification. But that bounce, that makes me think of big cods I've had. But that's probably not the only thing that can feel that way, right? Come on. Let's just do it quick here. What's going on here? All right, there we go. Oh yeah, the other thing that seems to still be biting, that was biting last weekend before I left for vacation, is the short-headed barbel, right? It's funny, sometimes you step away for a week, things are really a little different, shakes up a little bit. It's almost like not much has changed in a week right now, though. Big cod using the 100 lurker, yeah, that could definitely happen. All right, if we keep perking it off the bottom like this, in just a minute we'll open the bail and let it go back down a bit. Sometimes like get a nice bite when you do that too. We'll see if it's, yeah, it's doing it up here too. So let's kind of get this lined up. Drop it just a little bit. Now we'll have to find it. If we can get the perk going again, it might be a little too much slack. We'll see. Yeah, I think it is. Too much again. Good bait casting combo for 5K. What map are you wanting to use it on? I mean, by the way, the answer is I have no idea, but what map are you wanting to use it on? Off the top of my head, I'm just not sure. I do think, like, the type of fish you could be catching plays a lot into what you'd want to get. I mean, I think it depends on what level you are. It is an interesting kind of question. Like, if you're only wanting to spend 5K, are you sure you want bait casting and not spinning? Are you really at the point where you don't want to get something you can use for both feeder rods as well as spinning? Really? What? I wonder what they caught it on. 40 kilo swordfish. All you can do with those swordfish is just, if you find out there's a spot where they're active, just go to the spot and start fishing, and maybe you'll hit it. Feels to me like it's hard to target them. I guess unless you just kept dropping it over and over. Don't they often hit on the drop? This is that overnight bite rate. It's already a lure that can have a slow bite rate at times. Plus the time of day does not help. We've caught some pretty nice fish, but it has been a little slow. I mean, we've just been going for pretty big fish, right? Like, we've spent a lot of time finding them and a lot of time pulling them up out of the depths. We've only got 31 keepers. Although, they'll be worth some silver. If any of those halibut had been something else, it'd been even better. You had swordfish 170 meters. 40 meter depth with silicone Really? Hold on, let me just visualize this. 170, but you kept it at 40 meters, pilking it. That sounds like a good strategy. Or perking it, I should say. There's your third fish. $40 meters, huh? Nice trophy crucian there, hotshot. It's 340. We could have another hour of this, in-game hour of just not getting a bite. I think once it gets to be 5 a.m., we'll eventually get a bite, but no bite is guaranteed this time of day. Oh, weekly record burbot. Although that could have been Tunguska, right? I always get excited about burbot thinking that somebody's found a good spot at Quarry. I mean, it could be a lot of places, but it sounds like Tunguska burbot have been good lately. Did you? Good for you, Pydam. Way to try the old burbot spots. Wait, Too Hot's probably not in our chat room, right, Brady? If all it shows is the weekly record, I think that means they're not in the chat room. You were interested? Yeah. It's always interesting. Oh, Volkov is good? Maybe that's where it was. Yeah, no worries, Drift. I think that's the case, though. If it only shows the weekly record, like if it's in our chat, it'll show them. It'll actually show it, as if they caught it regular before the weekly record. I believe. Alright, this is not the fish we were after, but at least we got a bite. Alright, I'll tell you what, before we wrap up the stream, let's go over to 170 and let's perk this at 40 meters. Just see if we can find a bite at all. I think that's an intriguing idea that Pydam had. Well, at least I don't think this is a halibut. Although I'm always wrong. Probably is a halibut. It's just a 5-kilo halibut. Oh, nice, Pydam. Oof.
Challenge. Challenge accepted.
Yo, Kyle Kid back. 23 months. Comes back with a 1 month at tier 1. Thank you, Kyle. Really appreciate that. Appreciate all the support tonight. That's been amazing. And thank you, Kyle. Alright, we're going to 170. This will be the last, I think the last spot of the night. Well, I should be back tomorrow, but whew, I got to get some dinner and rest up a bit. Oh, that's nice. 53 markers in 49 minutes. That is very nice. Good silver. See ya, swag. Wait, what's the situation you're in, Drift? Should I buy another boat ticket and get this level 24 over with? Oh, another trip to Norway? How well did you do in your trip? How was the trip? Did you make some good silver? Okay, so you have unlimited. So you're just literally asking, should you buy another boat ticket? Is that the question? Am I understanding you correctly here? All right, here we go. Yo, Dormanite, doing well. How are you doing? Welcome back. Yo, Iron, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I got you. I mean, that's up to you. Oh, trying to get over the flu? That's awful. Oh, Truda found one of my friends, the Atlantic halibut. What setup do I have here? This is the giant silicone storefisk lure, giant shad. And we are just on a wing and a prayer here, trying to catch a swordfish. Yeah. Thank you, Canadian. It was. Vacation is expensive, isn't it? Yeah, you know the other issue is, Kyle, I think as soon as people unlock, anything with the extra attractants or the drop shots or whatever, you just don't ever go back. So you don't, it's rare for someone to be testing spots on just the jigging or pilker lures. But regardless, I do think that the more advanced rig types do help targeting specific fish or specific size fish. Probably increase the silver per hour a little bit on average too. Do we think this will eventually work? Just to catch something? Yeah, a lot of the rig types do require boat rod, don't they? That should be better explained in game. Well, and 8 and bait, you've been killing it on the paternoster. See, when I unlocked and got the light boat rod, I too used paternoster a good bit, and it was good, although it sounds like you've done even better on your setup than I ever did on paternoster. Classic marine bottom. I think that's the one. Is that the one where you can have like two different fillet setups coming off the same line? Or the same main line? I think until you unlock the second line of that, I don't know if it's really worth it. Very similar to just the regular fillet rig, I think. Is it too cold? I don't know. Maybe it's just not going to happen right now. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Good silver. What did we catch? 2 or 3 fish on this lure. Went from 18 to 21% wear. But I think it just depends on the size of the fish, maybe. Oh yeah, no, drop shot. Drop shot's a big difference, isn't it? Try it 35 meters before we call it. Just can't get anything. Now, you know, slow lure anyway. So this may just be like a patience game, but no, I usually, the only difference right now is this is the first time I've fished with this lure up in the you know, higher up in the elevation of the water. Normally I perk with it at the bottom. Now, trolling may work with it, I don't know, but I've done pretty well with it at the bottom. Welcome back, Python. Yeah, it's just not working for me. I tried 40 for a long time. Now I'm at 35. We're just drifting all over this 170 meter hole. MTK, welcome back. Dropping it to the bottom. Okay. I'll do that one time, then we got to call it, I think. 170 is a long way to go, but we'll fish at 170 one time. Is Amber going through a rough spot? I thought Amber had been pretty consistent lately, but I haven't fished it there myself, so I don't know. I have got 334 meters of line on. So we could go with a 300 meter spool and just give up those 34 meters. I don't know. Be cheaper. Kindir. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. trophy. Interesting. I hope you are right. I hope it's a trophy that we can get in, though. I'm used to this lure being slow sometimes. It's often worth it, though. We'll see if it's worth it this time. It's a pretty nice safe you caught, Truda. Oh, that's no fun. That's no fun, 8 and bait. Marine jigging rig, or if you're asking about feeder, I mean, I think you could just do loop rig if you're trying to set up a couple feeder rigs, right? I think that's what I would do. I would do a jig rig on the one I'm holding, and then I'd put a couple feeders out there too. You are welcome anytime, Kinder. Welcome anytime. Thanks for the support over on YouTube. The worst part of that 8 and bait is just not knowing for sure what the fish was or what size it was. It's like kind of torturous. All right, I can't Can't go too much longer. We'll give it another couple minutes, see if we can just get a lucky bite here. A mercy bite. Putting it quite a fight. Yeah, that's a bummer. Pepper mussel, garlic, crab on amber. A lot of tiny carps, but neutral and spicy cherry works great. Interesting. Okay. I think this is just too slow. Unless you have a spot that's really kind of popping off a little bit. This lure is just really slow. Now at 120 or on 75, you could probably get away with using this lure right now, but yeah, it is cold. It's a very cold day at the on the Norwegian Sea. Hey, somebody got a little tuna. Whoa. Well, Pydum, if it's a trophy, it's a whiting. Trophy squid coming right up. Huh. Never seen a whiting fight quite like this. Bream Hill. The interesting thing about bream is you'll escape it for a while, and then you'll realize you do want to go back every once in a while. Hey, it's a fish that I can't quite figure out the way it's fighting or what it is. Must be a halibut. $7 kilo cusk. Ugh. Let's just hope not. An 18 cusk. Okay. At least we're heading in the right direction. As long as you all realize that in truth it's a 12-kilo halibut. But we can have our fun guesses while we before we find out. I'll take a wolffish. Level 25. Good job, Brady. Fans get picked up?
Not yet.
Okay. Like a what? 15 kilo cod, something like that. It does seem like sometimes when you're baiting the water, it takes just a few moments, couple minutes, whatever, for the fish to start reacting and biting. Even when carp fishing, sometimes you notice that. You gotta kind of get stuff in the water for a few minutes and then things will start responding. I don't know how true that is, but it does seem that way. That is definitely a cod. And definitely, did I say 15 kilo? Oof. Pretty close. Pretty close. How's that lure? Yeah, 22% wear. It wears out pretty quick for being a 280 silver lure or whatever it is. It wears out pretty quick. All right, I'll be right back. So cod was the guess. 8 and bait, good job. That would have been a really nice wolf. If it had been a wolf, that'd have been, you know, pretty legit. There's that poor beagle. That poor beagle. Let's see. We're not catching any of these fish except for the little plaice. I mean, sorry, the little hake. These are not the types of fish we were going for today. Ooh. 1,200 silver. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, it felt like we did really good and steady. We never hit the big fish we were looking for. I mean, like, value-wise, we hit some decently sized halibut, but, you know, 3 hours, you can live with that. You can live with that, and that's probably like the floor, right? There's a ceiling of how much silver we could have made in another like version of events that has happened over the last 3 hours. I think we were on the floor, but still pretty good. Still pretty good. Okay. Back up to 45K, although we are approaching a day where we're going to have some expensive repairs to do. But that's okay. We're making good silver, so it's all good. All right, you all, thanks for hanging out. Man, tons of support today. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Thanks for being here. Hope to see you again tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow brings.